Okay, that's what the UN says. Maruf from New Delhi, thanks for coming in. Now, Maruf, for all our viewers who've been watching the coverage from Sharm el-Sheikh.
To note is,
Yes, go ahead.
Well, the first point to note is that the UN observation comes many months a bit too late, but if, I will go back to a RAND Corporation report which studied the attacks on Mumbai and has very clearly pointed fingers at the Lashkar-e-Toiba. In fact, the RAND Corporation study and that of many intelligence agencies now go to the extent to say that the LET, the Lashkar-e-Toiba, of which Hafiz Saeed is the ideologue or the large towering figure for them, is an organization which could very soon, at least in southern Asia, become more influential than the Al-Qaeda. And the Hafiz Saeed-led Lashkar-e-Toiba's agenda is very clearly to spread an Islamic rule right across the subcontinent. There is no ambiguity in their positioning on that. The third point, which is very important to understand, that the reason why the Pakistani establishment is dragging its feet on doing anything serious against Hafiz Saeed is twofold. One is that the military in Pakistan sees him as a strategic asset. When the American deed is done and the Americans begin to pull out of the region, they will revive these people to continue to harass India and continue to beat India by 1,000 cuts, which has been the stated agenda of the Pakistan Armed Forces for 2 decades or more. But the other factor is that the Pakistani civilian government is aware of the fact that their hands are tied down, they have limitations, they cannot exploit this situation any further, and if they do punish Hafiz Saeed, they should be prepared for a large public outrage and outcry against the government of the day, which they'll be unable to handle because they're in a precarious position as it is. So the long and short of what I'm trying to say is, as far as the Lashkar-e-Toiba is concerned, that it is going to be a bigger nuisance by the day. It is the most dangerous organization that India is confronted with. And the Pakistani government that Dr. Manmohan Singh will be talking to is not in a position to do any more against the LET than just make a few announcements to please the international community.
Precisely. Now, Maruf, I'm going to come back to you, but let's hear what the Prime Minister said today. The Prime Minister at the NAM, this is what he said.
Extremism, intolerance and terrorism are our antithesis. They seek to destroy us and our movement. In recent years, terrorist groups have become more sophisticated, more organized and more daring. Terrorists and those who aid and abet them must be brought to justice. The infrastructure of terrorism must be dismantled, and there should be no safe havens for terrorists because they do not represent any cause, group or religion. It is time that we agree on a comprehensive convention on international terrorism.
Now, you know, Maruf, all these comprehensive conventions on international terrorism and international events, they have their limitations. We know there's not going to be another big meeting between the Prime Ministers at this level between India and Pakistan for the rest of this year, because the Prime Minister is not going to New York this year. So, what should we really aim for tomorrow? What is the most we can get from Pakistan tomorrow, seeing their belligerence?
Well, we should not expect anything from Pakistan. We've been putting Pakistan under pressure, and the international community put it under pressure, but ever since we went into an election mode, the pressure went off Pakistan, and therefore Pakistan has actually built up international opinion in its favor to some extent. I think what is really going to come out of it is another set of promises that they will meet, the foreign secretaries will meet again to explore if there is any further movement on dealing with the massacres in Mumbai. But most importantly, and that's a point I want to make, that the people that we are talking to, they are not the people who can make decisions in Pakistan, either Mr. Razak Gilani or Salman Bashir. They have to do the bidding for GHQ Rawalpindi, where the generals decide Pakistan's India policy,
Maruf,
and the generals are not going to let go that easily.
But Maruf, you know, there's also the popular sentiment. People who are watching all of this happen and say, see, Pakistan has done precisely nothing, not moved 1 micromillimeter after 26/11, and here's our opportunity tomorrow. Let's tell the Pakistanis, it's off till next time. There's not going to be a next time unless you come back with a serious answer to our dossier. Will that be taking it too far?
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Arnab. I think we've anyway given them the dignity of, responding to their request for a
Right.
meeting between our Prime Minister with their President and Prime Minister with their Prime Minister. But quite frankly, I have no optimism and no expectations because Pakistan is not willing to deliver on dismantling its terrorist infrastructure. And India has made it clear that we can't move forward. The composite dialogue between the two countries is a no-no. And
Right.
the most important point to understand is the decision makers in Pakistan are the men in uniform.
Right.
And if the men in uniform are not part of the dialogue process, you're not going to get anything out of the Prime Minister or the Foreign Secretary.
Right.
It's a farce. It's going to go on. Every meeting will raise expectations, and there's going to be nothing else coming out of it. With Pakistan having the temerity to raise the
Right.
point that India must address the Samjhauta Express issue
Yes.
before we talk of Mumbai. And there's no connectivity, but Pakistan's looking at straws in
Well,
the
it's-
wind, and we are letting them get away with it.
That's what we've
we are
said,
lacking
Maruf.
ideas in South Bloc. We
Yeah.
are lacking ideas in South Bloc, and if we can't come up with more imaginative packages, we shouldn't talk to them.
That's what we've said, Maruf, that you need talks, not a tit for tat. Pakistan knows that.